All right, so just jumping into things, I think so far the information that 2K has given us has been good as far as the blogs go. And I want to say around this time of year, we either get a lot of information or very little information about certain aspects of the game. So, for instance, like my GM, we got a lot of info about my GM, but then we got very little info about my league online. We really didn't get any info about my league online, but very little info about my league itself. And I'm not even sure if they're gonna. I don't think now looking back at things, I'm not sure they will release another blog addressing my league, but I do think they will. There'll be opportunities for us to get more information about possible changes, enhancements, or reworking of my league. And you guys know my channel. I'm a my league guy. I like my league, but this year I'm kind of fiddling with the idea of maybe doing, playing some park games. But me being on a platform that's not the premier platforms, such as Xbox One or PlayStation 4, with me being on PC, the community is, I don't know, it's kind of, I don't know the word for it. The community is hit or miss, basically, sometimes. So, not to get too deep into that, let's just continue talking about the info that we have. As far as gameplay, right now, the biggest things that I've seen is I think people are very interested in the badge system since it's been reworked. At first, when the gameplay blog was put out, people were discussing it, but I've really seen an increased interest in it ever since Mike Wong has started tweeting about it, and his name is pronounced Wong. But ever since he's been tweeting about it, tweeting and answering the questions of different people, I've seen an increased interest in it. And I've watched a ton of videos so far, just listening to different people's outlooks on the different aspects of badges and the gameplay blog itself. Right now, I feel that Brutal Sim is probably the most notable and most organized as far as like a combination of the two. It's the most notable member of the community right now who also organizes his information, and he doesn't give you like tidbits or just little pieces of information or little thoughts. Like he goes in depth with his recap of all the information that he's seen, and he does a real good job of recapping everything. So you don't have to like go to Twitter and look through all the tweets and stuff like that. He does a good job of packaging up everything and putting it together for the viewer to watch. So shout out to Brutal Sim. If you guys watch that guy, shout out to you. He's done a good job so far. I even, I've watched a ton of his videos in the past, but I went ahead and subscribed because I was like, this guy's doing a lot of work. Because I realized how much work it was for me to try and figure out what all these badges were by like following tweets. And it's just not worth it, just watch a quick recap. But I did watch other people's recaps, and yeah, Brutal Sim, he seems to have the most logical explanations of everything and the most organized. And again, one of the more notable, trustworthy members of the community. That doesn't mean he's always right, but most of the time he's telling you facts. So I think the badges thing has been one of the biggest things. Another notable thing was, I guess it's like the motion system. I think the devs, well, I don't want to say devs, at least the devs that I follow, the devs are really into the new motion system. And actually, I kind of had some questions in my own mind about what all does the motion system affect now. And yeah, I'll ask that question maybe in another video. Some of the questions I had, I want to keep this one short, but the devs that I follow, it looks like they like the new motion system. They like the fact that you know, speedier players will be differentiated from heavier, slower, more plodding players. Because in the past, like the running styles of all the players have been the same, which might have contributed to us not seeing a difference in speed in some of the past 2Ks. But I do remember there was a 2K. Was it 2K16 maybe? I can't remember. But when the game first came out, I could definitely tell the difference in speed between John Wall and somebody else. Like it was night and day. But then as patches came, everybody kind of became the same speed or whatever. The speed issues returned. It might have been 17. I don't know. But anyway, they've done somewhat of a fix in prior years, but patches could always potentially mess things up. And going back to badges, that's another thing. They said they're going to be tweaking it throughout the year. So I'm really interested. I want to know you guys' thoughts on them tinkering with the badges throughout the year, because if you're playing like a My Career or Park or whatever, like with them tinkering with the badges throughout the year, that kind of nerfs builds. That nerfs builds. So I'll discuss what I think is the best. I'll discuss what I think is going to be the best formula as far as what to do when you get the game and you want to play like Park with a certain build or whatever. I'll discuss that in another video because I really want you guys to share your thoughts on that specifically. But for this video, I just want to say right now, I think the badge system has gained the most interest, especially with Mike Wong giving more details and insight about it on Twitter. You guys comment down in the comment section and tell me what has been the most interesting aspect of this preview and reveal season so far for NBA 2K. What are you looking forward to most that they've given us insight about so far? All right. And if you haven't checked out my top 15 2K news announcements of all time prior to 2K20, make sure you guys go check out that playlist. I made a whole playlist for it. I spent a nice little chunk of time on it. And, you know, I'm glad that people are enjoying it, even, you know, if it's not a lot of people, that's fine. I'm just glad people are enjoying it. All right, guys, till next time, I'm gone.